Play with your pet snail. While some prefer dogs, cats, or birds for their pets, some prefer snails. And like all other pets, pet snails should also be well taken care of. You should feed them, provide them with suitable shelter, and play with them. Absurd as it may seem, a pet snail also plays and derives enjoyment from it. However, there are only limited ways as to how can play with your pet snail, so you have to be more imaginative and more resourceful. Here is how you can play with your pet snail. Build your snail a playground. A suitable playground for your pet snail does not need to be a complicated recreational park. Here's how to do it. Make a box out of a cardboard or plastic. Cut the plastic or cardboard into 2 feet by 2 feet square. Make sure to fence it to at least 2 inches in height to ensure that your pet snail cannot sneak out of it. Put soil into the box and wet it with water. A damp box is very suitable for its slimy body. Place into the box your pet snail's favorite food, such as apples, lettuce, cucumber, grains, seeds, etc. Make sure not to give your snail any salty food or any meat, as salty food is not good for its health and it cannot and will not eat meat. It would be helpful if you give it calcium-rich food to help it build a stronger shell. Put your pet snail gently into the box, and let it wander there for at least 10 minutes. But if it doesn't peek out of its shell, you can sprinkle it with water to wake it up. Keep an eye on it, so you won't lose it. When playtime is over, gently pick it up from the box and return it to its tank or aquarium. Play with your snail with your hands. Before picking up your snail and playing with it, make sure you've washed your hands properly. If you are using a chemically infused hand wash, rinse your hands thoroughly with water, as the chemicals might harm your pet snail. After washing your hands, dampen them with water. Then, spray your pet snail with water. Next, pick it up gently. Snails are very sensitive beings, which if touched harshly can be very aloof to you. Let it crawl along your wet hands. You can also lightly stroke its shell while it wanders along your hands. After a few minutes of playing time with it, return it back to its tank. Always remember to wash your hands after you play with your snail to get rid of its icky slime. Know your snail's schedule. Most snails are nocturnal, so most probably, they'll only be awake during the wee hours of the night. Make sure to play with your pet snail during the hours when it is usually awake. Otherwise, it will just remain in its shell and not play with you. Be a responsible pet snail owner and play with it regularly.